Good morning. Good morning. It's 2:33 a.m. It's on a beautiful Monday. I'm on my way to the gym right now, and I gotta tell you, I've had a very good weekend. And here's the thing about being in my particular business, or being in my industry, or being self-employed. Your clients will sometimes have you feel that because they're stressed out, that you should be stressed out because they don't trust or understand the process or the systems, and they may have one of those anxiety types of mentality, that if you don't adopt that same mentality, then what that means is you don't care and you're not committed to the process. And I'll tell you the reason why, and you might be thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Well, because people want you to feel how they feel. They want you to be empathetic. Not just empathetic towards death, but they want you to be empathetic towards their fears and their anxieties. So they don't want to hear you say, it's going to be okay. They don't want to hear you say it's all in your head. They don't want to hear you say, yo, you're just talking negative, change how you think. They want you to support what they think, even if it's not in their best interest. So the reason why I say I had a great weekend is because I have what I need to do under full control. And when you have things under full control, well, I feel bad that you may feel a certain kind of way, but tell you what you asked me to do, I got this. So when you have that mentality and you have that mindset, it allows you to enjoy your time down. I made a post on Facebook this weekend that said, it was talking about not having to do anything. And that doesn't mean because I don't have anything to do and I'm not motivated. That meant because I've done everything I could do. And when there's nothing else to do, don't look for something to do. Go to sleep. See, sometimes things come at you at intervals where if you're on top of it, then it allows you a chance to rest, to rejuvenate. See, me being able to rest and rejuvenate allows me to come back into the weekend or into the week and be a better me, a better version of me. Because when you're rested, you're more methodical. When you're rested, you're more enthusiastic. When you have rest, then you are ready for the next fight. I spent this weekend with family and really being in the moment, if that makes any sense. Really taking the time out to say, you know what? I don't have anything that I've been obligated to do. So I'm going to take this time and I'm going to see what a real family dynamic feels and looks like by being completely immersed inside of it. See, it's one thing to be with family in the house and you're walking around, you're cleaning and you're reading or you're doing something completely different, but because you're in the same room, you feel like that's family time, than saying, hey, I don't have a book, I don't have my phone ringing, I don't have nothing going on right now but you. What would you like to do? And I'll tell you, the odd thing about that is, if you didn't grow up like that, so now I didn't grow up with my biological mother. She left when I was, her and my father separated when I was a year or two, and I spent the majority time with him or my grandmother. And my father worked the night shift, so he spent the majority of his time sleeping. He did what he felt like he needed to do so that he can get up and go to work and provide and, do whatever he had to do. That was what it was. So you didn't see him a whole lot. So now I'm in this family with these kids and this wife and this house, and now I'm wanting to know what it feels like to have Ozzie and Harriet type of lifestyle. Does that make sense? Ward and June Cleaver and the Beeve and Wally, right? Or just happy. Or just happy. And I gotta tell you something. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. But that uncomfortableness, when you never grew up around that and you stay with it, that uncomfortableness becomes something that you want. It becomes something that you desire. It's something that you can't live without. And I took some time out, and me and Malachi put this chair together, and we had a chance to conversate. We had a chance to have a real talk without me being a goofball, or because I'm uncomfortable with the conversation, with such an intimate conversation with my oldest, that I try to crack a joke or brush it off. You know, really having a real conversation and really absorbing what it is that he's saying, and letting him absorb what it is that I'm saying, and having an understanding about what we're here for and what we're doing. That was a different level. That was uncomfortable for me. But when you learn how to do what's uncomfortable, you learn how to break chains. And I think everybody wants to break chains, especially if those chains mean dysfunction. You ever notice that during family holidays or family get-togethers, there almost always got to be something that just breaks out. Something, a fight, an argument, a disagreement, something just got to break out. And it usually ain't in the beginning of the event. It's usually towards the end of it, after everybody done had enough drink in them, and they got enough liquid courage, and they done built up a head of steam on what they wanted to say, how they wanted to say it, and then they just kind of let it out. Ain't it strange that always ends up happening at an event that's supposed to be about something good? It's supposed to feel positive. That's because that's people trying to get back to their original grassroots, which is negativity. They like, you know what, this happy stuff, it's all good, but it's been going on too long, and I just don't deserve it. I bet you never thought or put anything in perspective like that in terms of happiness. I don't deserve happiness. I felt that way for the longest time. Happiness, dude, we fight and then we make up and then we go on as if it never happened, and that seems normal. That seems like how the cycle of life is, and that's not true. You don't have to fight and make up. You can just be okay and just wake up and say I love you for no reason, and give you a hug for no reason. It ain't gotta be because I slapped you. And that goes back to what I said earlier. Other people are going to want you to feel the way they feel. I feel that's no stronger than in the field that I'm in, which is real estate, because you're either selling somebody something or you're buying something, but you're either way you're working with somebody who is not a practitioner. So when they come in with different expectations and different needs than you, and you try to convey those to them the best as possible so that they can have a peace of mind and they can relax like you and just get the job done. Because there's few and far in between occupations that I've ever ran across where you have to be stressed out while you're doing it. That's not love. If I had to be stressed out, I remember when I first got into real estate, I was stressed out behind every deal. Every single deal. But that stress level came from a lack of faith. And the number one thing that caused that stress level was a lack of knowledge and confidence. Well, now I know the job's going to get done. Emphatically, I know it's going to get done. So why would I worry? I've already sent it up to God in a prayer. I already know it's going to get done. So why stress? But people will try to have you feel how they feel, and they feel like if you don't feel how they feel, then you're not being empathetic. I think that's bullshit. I think that means you have a stronger understanding about the situation than the person who is going stir crazy and losing their damn mind. Generals become generals because of their ability to handle pressure under problem, or problems under pressure. You ain't gonna make it to a 3-star, 4-star general and you don't know how to handle wartime. You going crazy and everybody getting shot up and you screaming. You want somebody with a cool head, who's been there before, who understands that things happen, but we got to address it, not stress it. The same way your upbringing will have you believing that happiness has certain levels or limits to it. You know, I find myself sometimes when I'm getting ready to revert back to my old me, just walking up, giving somebody a hug. Like, let me hug you. Maybe that, let me hug this up out of me. Let me tell somebody I love you. See, now that might be something simple for women, but for men, that's a hard situation. Like, to me, that's almost like medicine to try to keep me feeling good. Keep me feeling, you know, like I ain't on the ragged edge. So I took that time. I took that time this weekend to indulge and engage. And then when my family was gone, or they decided they wanted to go do something different, that's fine. I went and did something different. Then I was able to engage in whatever it is I wanted, whether it was closing my eyes. I remember I used to get to the gym early. Well, I still get to the gym. It's 2:45 in the morning. It doesn't open up until 4 o'clock. But this is a part of my discipline. But I used to have to get into the gym. If the gym opened up at 4 o'clock, I'd have to be at the door with my hand on it at 3:59 and a half seconds. That was ego. I gotta be first. Now I hang out and watch everybody else show up 2 minutes, 3 minutes after, you know, the gym opens and they running inside, going to get it in, and I just sit there and keep doing what I'm doing. I become more intentional about what it is that I want. Getting stressed out behind nothing is worth anything if I gotta bring that home to my family. Killing myself for a paycheck or for $1 is not worth anything if it means I have to sacrifice time with my family. Nothing means more to me than my family. It doesn't. So I'm learning to hear them. I'm learning to respect them. I'm learning to cherish them. And I'm learning that if I do what I have to do, that I'll have more time with them, more quality time with them. I told my wife this week, and I said it came to me one day when I knew that Sanaya was really sick, and then another time when Silas was really sick, and I know they're really sick. They're really sick as they're not moving around because their personalities are so strong that they are constantly singing or dancing or jumping around and acting like, you know, little cubs in the forest without a care in the world. And when they were down on, one occasion, two occasions that I can think of that really had me kind of like baffled, nothing else mattered. Not what deal I had going on, not what client I needed to talk to. Nothing mattered. And I told her, I said when I started getting those indicators coming at me, and I knew where the priorities were starting to lie. I didn't worry about anything. And now that I know that, my family stands in a position of a priority in my life, what's more important? You could say that you're working 24/7, 7 days a week for family. But have you ever asked yourself, maybe they just wanted you? I ain't ever had my kids walk up to me and ask me about how much money I make. But they'll come up and ask me, can I play? They want to know that I'm there for them. So how do I look like trying to earn all the money in the world? Now trust me, I have no intentions on being broke. I have no intentions on being number 2 or 3 in my family on the wealth list. I plan on being numero uno. But that doesn't mean I have to sacrifice my family or my time. My time is very limited. My time is very precious. So all you got to ask yourself, are you giving something precious up, like your time and your time with your family, for something that can be taken away or lost? Because if you are, I would highly consider that you reconsider the sacrifice and ask yourself, is it worth it? I already did the numbers. It's not for me. But I know Monday through Friday I can go all in on my business and grow it and make my income whatever it is I want it to be. But when I'm with my family, I'm committed. I don't care what my clients are feeling. Because if they felt like I felt, then they would know that it's being taken care of. I'm on it. I don't care what society feels. And I don't care what the previous me felt. The me that didn't grow up with the mother, that didn't grow up, and I had a couple mothers, but I'm talking about my biological, or the me that didn't grow up with, my father being awake and alert and receptive to what was going on in my world. There's nothing worth giving up what it is that I am working for right now, which is the bond with my family, to have a clear understanding with them that I am here for you. I'm building a business, but understand this: nothing is more important than you. Nothing.